Lovely people, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing today? This is Curtis here at bullytree.com. That's www.bullytree.com. And it's a wonderful day here today. It's the day before Halloween 2014. So I would say that's October 30th. And it's a wonderful morning. Actually, outside it's nice and sunny. I'm in Indiana, so we did have some frost this morning. But it's all fading away now. It's just about 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. in the morning right now, and I can look outside my office window and I can see the sun is coming up really nicely. Myself, I got some serious yard work to be done. I have a lot of stuff to be done outside. I just got done moving 8 tons of gravel to my backyard. I'm building another building back there and doing some other stuff, and so um, it's just I have a lot of work to do this fall. But my work is not really done. It's never done, and it won't be done for a long time because I need to keep talking about the dogs and the betterment of the American Bully breed and the betterment of all dogs and the improvement and education of people's towards the dogs. Quite often when a newbie comes into the game, they don't know what to expect, and so they need to be beforehand, before they go spending a lot of money on dogs that 2 or 3 years later they realize, hey, you know what, this wasn't worth it. I wasted my money, I wasted my time, somebody done lied to me. We need to educate them beforehand. So there's something that we need to think about. Okay, if we as owners and breeders, lovers, fanciers would stand up and help to educate the new ones that are coming in, we would have with time, things will get stronger and better, and there'll be a better understanding of the breed and why we breed, and perhaps some people would not even care to breed. You know what I mean? So with that said, today I want to talk about what I want to talk about is exotic bullies and American bullies, and I want to state why I believe that it's our fault as American bully owners, breeders, lovers, show people, fanciers, advocates. I want to say why I believe it's our fault that the exotic bully is stealing so much of our play away. So here's my take. Basically, the exotic bully is stealing our play because we allowed it. And that's not all. We're still allowing it. We're still allowing exotic bullies to steal our play. For example, I would go into a board on Facebook, and I would see it called the American Bully XXL, whatever, and there'll be 21,000 exotic dogs posted on that board. And whoever is the administrator of that board would never say, hey, we don't need this dog here. So that's one of the ways that I think that we're encouraging exotic bullies to stick around and to use the name of American bullies, use the pedigree of American bullies. That's one of the ways. The second way that I think is, of course, I have mentioned this before, but it's just allowing them to be around shows. You can allow those dogs to be around shows. At this point, exotic bullies, the breed is a big competition for American bullies. So you can have your competition at your shows, except, of course, if you want to keep your enemy close. Like my mom always says, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. When I say enemies, I don't mean in the true sense of the word, but what I mean is this dog is definitely out to take away some of the sting that the American bully has some of the momentum that the American bully has gathered. And so we can't have that, because they're poorly bred. They're poorly bred dogs, and they're dogs that are mostly being exploited. You see what I'm saying? Here's another reason why I think that the exotic bullies are not is taking our play away from the American bully. Nobody's standing up. Have you guys noticed that exotic bully breeders, they don't really care about nothing. They don't care about anything. They will put anything in our faces, king tails, easty westy, underbites, and they will boast about it. It's even come to a point now where some breeders have said, dogs don't need tails. But these bulldogs don't need tails. Oh, it's just a tail. So what if he has an underbite, So that's what happens when you have people on the top, like who have good top dogs, promote underbites and say it's a breed type and it's all that stuff. That's what happens. The truth is the dogs are not supposed to have underbites, But as it stands right now, up they come. Well, we know why they have underbites, because of what they were bred into. We know why they have pigtails, screw tails, because of what they were bred into. I mean, you see it everywhere right now. Guys are taking pictures with those with their king tails and the big pigtails, doing videos. Some people who say that they're community leaders doing videos and promoting king tails. And so I ask you today, are you going to take a stand for what you believe in, or are you going to allow the American bully to be continued to be overrun? I'm just one person, and I know I reach some souls, but sometimes it takes a little bit more than that. So the fact is, exotic bullies, they're not shy. The breeders are not shy. They tell you why they're here. They're here to make money. You see what I'm saying? They tell you, who cares about shows? Who cares about pedigrees? And yet we allow them to overrun us without saying anything. And I can't, for the life of me, I could never understand that. Why are they so loud, and why are we so silent? Could anybody tell me? Why are we so silent about watching what they're doing to the breed? And why are we saying nothing? Why are we saying anything? If we love the dogs as much as we say we do, we have to stand up and say something. Otherwise, what will happen is every exotic bully kennel will get overrun with... every American bully kennel will get overrun with exotics. Because we see them breeding into exotics now. And that's another reason why the exotics will always stay there. That's why they will have high prices. Because the same American bully breeders who claim to have loved their dogs so much, they're selling out. They're selling out to exotics. It's a different breed, but they don't care, because once they put the American bully into an exotic, you got a different breed altogether. You have an American bully with French bulldog or English bulldog or some sort of a dog in him, that takes you further away from the actual pedigree. So why are American bully owners not standing up? It behooves me. I mean, I don't know. Do we not care? Do we not care to say something? Do we not care to chase them off our boards? Or are we so in awe of these dogs that we're gonna breed all our good dogs into them? We have to decide why we're here, and decide if we're really here for the dogs or here for a profit. It basically comes down to two things: we're either here for the dogs or we're here for a profit. Exotic bully breeders and owners are telling you they're here for profit. As American bully owners, I ask you, what are you here for? If you're here for the dogs, then it's time to stand up and prove it, because we're not really representing the dogs in a nice way that can really, show the dogs up, continually. We cold and we lukewarm, and then we a little bit hot and we cold and we lukewarm. All the while, exotics are doing this. They're going up, And even though I believe the bottoms are going to fall out of the exotic trade, I call it a trade, And I believe the money wouldn't be there in a few years, maybe even less, I'm already seeing them, dwindling. But by that time, they would have put a really serious dent in our promotion of the American bully, and we need to stop it. American bully breeders and owners, and show people and love as fancy as advocates. If you love the breed as much as you say you do, open your mouth and say something when you see something. Otherwise, we'll end up with nothing. The breed will be watered down, just slapped onto the exotic bullies like, as the same breed, and then all of a lot of people's hard work will be down the drain. So stand up for what you believe in. Support show dogs. Support registries as long as they're positive. And let's try and uplift the American bully once again. It was there at one time before the exotics came. It can get back there, because we know exotic bullies are nothing. We can run them over if we really wanted to, but we're not doing it. And when they build a coalition, it's going to be a little bit harder. Let's do it right now. Peace and love, courtesy at bullytree.com. You guys have an awesome day.